Tomorrow is the day where we see the winner of the MLS Cup. Inter Miami versus Vancouver Whitecaps. Not Vancouver FC, that's a totally different league. Vancouver coming into South Florida to play against Inter Miami. Now, in this recent year or so, Vancouver had our number. Our first time meeting each other head to head was actually back at May 25th, 2024. I've covered that game. Miami has won that game 2-1 at Vancouver. That was where the whole controversy regarding Messi not playing as well as I don't think Suarez played that game either. I think it was Campana. But then the last two times, Vancouver has our number at the CONCACAF. That was when Thomas Mueller was just on fire. And Brian White. White and Mueller were the best players in that team and remain so. To give you context, Messi and Thomas Mueller had history with each other. Like throughout the 2010s, I believe, where in some years Messi was part of that PSG team in Paris and Mueller was part of the FC Bayern team. Mueller has his number, Messi. Hopefully today, not today, because we're technically at December 5th. Tomorrow will be a different story. 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, which is such a weird time to start the game. I would have loved it if it was a little bit later, but I digress. Who am I to say? Who am I to say? This is Miami's first ever trip to the MLS Cup final in their 5-year existence. This is also Vancouver's first time going into MLS Cup, I think. I think there was one point they made to the Canadian Championship, but that's a totally different tournament altogether. I believe this is also their first ever MLS Cup appearance in the franchise history. But this is going to be a colossal battle between Miami and Vancouver. Vancouver has Miami's number this year, and that's coming from the CONCACAF. Vancouver did not win the CONCACAF, which means one and two things. One, Miami's looking for revenge and look for their trophy, the main trophy. We got the Eastern trophy. It's still not enough. We need that MLS Cup trophy. But here's the problem. Number two, Vancouver is looking for that trophy as well. You might as well get it through Miami. And for Miami, you might as well get your redemption and win the Cup against Vancouver. You see what I'm trying to say here? It is a scary game. It's going to be a very great game, an extremely stressful one, way stressful than the League's Cup, because at least with League's Cup, you already have that trophy. But this is different. This is the MLS trophy. The MLS trophy. Something that we've been aching for throughout the 5-year existence. Oh man. I'm getting tensed up just by thinking about tomorrow. This feels different. This is one game elimination. It ain't like the Florida Panthers where you have a few games to come back from. There's no 7 games. This is single game elimination. And if you lose, you didn't even win the trophy. You make it that far, you didn't even win the trophy. We have to do it tomorrow. Now, unfortunately for us Miami fans, is that a lot of people in North America, I can't say the United States because that's just not true. North America, they have Vancouver on their side. They're standing behind Vancouver to hope to pull up an upset against Miami. Well, the thing is, they already had an upset against Miami. You think that Messi's going to know that? Messi is going to remember, and then he's going to play as hard as he can, as well as the best as he can, and that's what he does best. So at least there's a reassurance. Now here's the question of, can his teammates were able to back him up? Allende is just having the best run of his career. I have confidence in Allende. Suarez, he needs to be off the bench. He has to be coming from the bench tomorrow again, because whatever's happening with Mascherano with the lineup, it's working. You might as well keep it going. Now, the good news is Ian Frey is available. Ian Frey is going to play tomorrow, which is just awesome. I mean, Ian Frey will continue to play on. How are you going to manage this tomorrow? Now, the good news is it's going to be in Chase Stadium tomorrow. But, like I said, the bad news is Vancouver has wiped the floor with a 3-1 at the CONCACAF Leg 2. This was with Brian White, I believe, scoring that game. Yeah, he did. Sebastian Berhalter, the son of Greg Berhalter, is going to be involved with this as well. We're going to have to watch out for a few players. Like I said, with Brian White, their top scorer, as well as Mueller and Sabi, going up against Messi, Allende, and Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez should be coming off the bench. And this will no doubt be the final game of Jordi Alba's and Sergio Busquets' career. You don't think they're going to play really hard to win that trophy and retire as champions? I think they are. They're just not going to walk away without a trophy. Gonzalo Higuain had to do that. I don't think they're going to have that heart to do that tomorrow. So I know there's some extra motivation with Miami tomorrow. So that's just, I'm excited. I'm assured for that. However, I didn't forget about the other matches with Vancouver. They had our number. We could not score against them. And when we finally did, they just manhandled us. And I hope Rocco Rios Novo is ready for Brian Wright, Tomas Mueller tomorrow. I hope he's ready for that. Vancouver wiped the floor of the teams. They're showing why they're one of the top teams in the West. They're second. They should be in the top. They should be in the very top. Well, now they are the very top. Okay? How did they get here? They beat FC Dallas. In fact, they swept the FC Dallas. One of those via penalties. They also beat LAFC via penalties. And they beat San Diego, the expansion team, San Diego. 3-1 in San Diego at Snapdragon. LAFC was their closest competitor. Their top competitor in this playoff so far. They're looking to spoil into Miami tomorrow. Miami has to be ready for it. If there's any time to play their best football, their best soccer of the entire season, it has to be tomorrow. It has to be tomorrow. A lot of nerves tomorrow as fans. Probably for the first time since 2 years. You know that Leagues Cup final that we went through? And in the end, it ended in a party with champagnes and all that stuff. Hats slamming against the walls. You know, all that party stuff. I feel it. I feel it in my chest. I can't breathe. It is so nerve-wracking. It's scary. It's scary. But I have faith in it Miami tomorrow that they can be able to pull this off. While it's out of our control, we have to put that faith towards Inter Miami. Tomorrow, or Vancouver is going to wipe the floor out of Miami. This is the final game at Chase Stadium. In fact, probably not. Probably not. The only reason why I'm saying that is because there's a good chance they're going to have to play at Chase Stadium. All in the meanwhile, waiting for Miami Freedom Park. And I think they're going to change the name now because I think the naming rights are bought. But it's during the CONCACAF. You know what I'm trying to say? The CONCACAF Champions game, I believe. So they're going to have to do something with that. And most likely, they're going to, by off chance, they probably will play at that new stadium, but that's doubtful. Which means the only other option is to play at Chase Stadium, which I personally don't mind. I love that stadium. It'll be great to have one more memory in that stadium because I'm not going to be able to go to this stadium for the MLS Cup final. Unfortunately, I'm stuck in New York. I'm trying to get out of here. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. It's a Miami CF versus Vancouver Whitecaps tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. From Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, all the way to Chase Stadium, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, United States of America. Can Inter Miami be another team to beat a Canadian team out of the championship? Florida Panthers did that twice against Edmonton Oilers. Can Inter Miami do that against Vancouver? We'll see about that. Vamos, Miami. Let's go. That's going to do it for this one. If you liked the video, please hit that like button, subscribe for content. And hopefully Messi gets another trophy to hang on to a shelf, to put on a shelf, because I think Messi would really love that trophy. It's one of the only trophies that he needs now. And he can call it quits. If he wants to, he can. But he's going to keep playing. And I'm so happy he will be. But get this MLS Cup trophy. And it's a win-win. We have to do it. We got to freaking do it. Vamos, Miami. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.